On today's menu, we have the action thriller SpiderHead 2022.
Your presence in this facility, while technically a punishment, is a privilege.
On this channel, I try and review movies for you rather than ruin movies for you. This means I give you as much information as possible without making the film less watchable.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
Lucky for you, you can have this anytime you want. And to top it all off, I will then tell you whether the film is worth watching or not. So, what do you say to that?
Go yourself.
Starring in this one, we have Chris Hemsworth, who is most well known for playing Thor in the Marvel Universe. Alongside him, we have Journey Smollett and Miles Teller. Written by George Saunders and friends and directed by Joseph Kosinski, who has given us Top Gun Maverick and Oblivion.
In science, we have to explore the unknown.
They've been testing me up and down. A lot weirder stuff than usual.
This is new frontier stuff here.
Let me start by saying this is not about a superhero who has been decapitated. This in fact is about a state-of-the-art prison based in the future called SpiderHead. Based on a short story by George Saunders called Escape from SpiderHead. Prisoners are being experimented by mind-altering drugs in exchange for privileges. This starts very well and gradually draws you in. This film looks at drugs, sex and rock and roll, but minus the rock and roll. This film also touches on love, however, not how we are accustomed to it. This is mainly based on Jeff, who is played by Miles Teller, and by the way, he does a great job in this one. Jeff has a traumatic past which is gradually revealed as the film progresses. The movie is not very fast-paced, however, it moves along quite nicely.
Before we begin, I need your permission to administer 1040.
This place can really mess with your head.
Drip on. Acknowledge. Drip on.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Yeah, acknowledge.
The movie is less of an action film, more of a sci-fi thriller. Steve, who is played by Chris Hemsworth, is trying to convince the inmates that the experiments are for the greater good of the world. He is a master manipulator and uses these skills to very good effect to get what he wants from the prisoners and staff. There are many secrets and mysteries in this one which are perfectly revealed at just the right time. On the surface, everything looks fantastic, but then cracks begin to show. At the midpoint, these cracks become most apparent with a slightly disturbing scene. The drugs can only be administered if the inmates say, "I acknowledge." This is to indicate free will for the prisoners, which is slightly laughable as they are in a prison. Some good performances to portray the emotional scenes. Not a dramatic ending to this one, but I enjoyed it nevertheless. There is minimum strong language, some sex and nudity, and a few scenes of violence.
Are we getting this?
My final thoughts then, this is not your ordinary prison movie. It has a slightly slow start but then gets very intriguing. This will keep your attention to the very end as it is very fresh in its ideas and keeps you guessing. I will give this one a 7 out of 10 and yes, I will recommend it. And of course, I am always right when it comes to my reviews.
Whatever.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one.